Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
NarcoCop and Timothy hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call NarcoCop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cash it like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's a B, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG.
NarcoCop, Timmy T, Friday nights, a Lambo Plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to welcome to NarcoCop MMA. This is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 171, UFC 328, and I am your host, Mike, along with my co-host. What the heck? Katonaverse? Oh, Timothy Katonaverse Troiano is in the house this week. So he did take everybody to the Katonaverse last week. 55-1 Lambo parlay, Tim. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it depends on where you got it. If you got it on DK, it was like 65-1. On FanDuel, it was 50-1.
Yeah, I mean, hit the Lambo parlay last week. It was amazing. We hit a bunch of Lambos last week. Decent week, I guess. I didn't do so well, actually, pre-flop. Wasn't great. I think I was down like 3 units or something last week, but this is what it is. Still has been a great 2026 for me. Yeah, this week it's Chimaev versus Strickland. I mean, a lot of bad blood. It's an incredible 328 card. I don't know if it's incredible for betting. I put out a post this week saying that this is probably one of the best cards of the year, but I don't know so much for betting, man. There's so many grappler versus strikers. There's so many, matchups that could go kind of either way. And I've been flip-flopping, and when you flip-flop back and forth on some of these fights, I just pass. If I'm going back and forth, then that just means I'm not too sure, how it's gonna play out. So I think passing is probably best at that point. We do have a guest this week, and this week it is a first-time guest on the show. He's never been on the show. It is Mick Picks MMA. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining the Lambo Plays podcast. Yeah, give the people an introduction if they don't know you. Yeah, how do you like this UFC 328 card? Anything you want to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on. Actually, Narco, I was looking at our DMs, dude. Like, we've been messaging each other since 2021. I didn't realize that. Like, we've been talking fights for a long time now, not often. And you tried to get me on the pod a couple times. I had something going on, so I'm happy to be on. I'm a prop guy. Props are like my best, most lucrative type of bet. So, but yeah, this card, I mean, you mentioned it, this card's stacked top to bottom. like you said, there's some bad blood in the main event. I don't remember the last time there was like actual bad blood like this. So I'm excited for this one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't know that we were talking since 2021. That's a long time.
I just scrolled up before this. I'm like, oh shit, we've been exchanging bets for a while.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we haven't talked for a while. I know I asked you probably a couple of months back if you wanted to come on the show. I'm trying to get new people on, give people that are sharp some exposure. If they don't, I don't know how much content you do. Do you do it? Do you have a YouTube channel at all?
No, I don't put out like consistent content. I give credit to you guys. It's a lot of work. Here and there, if I have time, I'll like post on Twitter, like, some breakdowns, or I'll post a video here and there, free bet, but nothing steady like you guys do.
Yeah, definitely not easy. But all right, let me go over to my chat. Shout out my chat really quick, and then we got to cut this. It's a 13 fight card. So Elijah Wan, first one in the house. What is up, my man? Dixon says, NarcoCop and Tim, absolutely disgusting how they blatantly let Chimaev miss weight so he wouldn't ruin their main event. The scales didn't even settle in 2 seconds. And the commissioner said 185. Go look at my weigh-in thread post. I have something very weird, even from last time. Go look at the last weigh-in. Chimaev asked for a curtain, and then they weighed him in at 183. How is that even possible? Like, why would you ask for the box if you're weighing in at 183, which it just doesn't make sense. This guy always has something with his weigh-ins, dude. It's incredible. Azure, how are you doing? Well, at least we have 3 of the top guys in the biz. Help us navigate UFC 328. Special guest Mick Picks. Kyle Larson says, let's go. I hope Strickland gets the belt, but I don't know. The shoot says, can't wait to hear these Lambo plays for this card. Let's eat. I appreciate you. Eric Will says, best way to kick off this weekend. I appreciate you, my man. Mushroom is in the house. DA07, I was hesitant on this photo of Tim at first, but maybe it's a luck charm. Yeah, Tim, those fucking crazy things on your head gave you cash that Lambo parlay for you last week. I don't know. It might be. We got to keep going to the well here. Glenn Bott, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. MMA Tard. Big Narco, Tall Tim are back. I appreciate you. Jackie Blaine, it's Friday night. Long shots and whispers for UFC 328. Let's hit and let's cash. Fireside, what's up? Parachuter is in the house. Frank Espinoza, good evening, gentlemen, from Glendale, Arizona. This guy's my neighbor, Tim. Frank might be my neighbor right here, right next door, because I'm in Glendale as well. So, Jewish better. Who smokes more weed, me or Bobby Green? I don't know. That's a tough one, Jewish. Like, that is fucking tough. I think you got him covered, though. I think you got him covered. William Robbins, Sabres got a chance at a comeback. I don't know. I don't even watch hockey. Cycle last week got me right. Tim, you got him right. Look at this, Tim. Arizona treadmill team in the house. By the way, yes, Freak, I never asked you. Do you actually go on the treadmill while you're watching the show and like burn calories, or what's the deal here? AB says the best MMA capper Narco. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate you. Vinny Diaz, what's up? Let's effing go, my man. Dan Quirk, let's cash a Lambo parlay back-to-back week. Craig Crowley's in the house. Buster J. Jose Ochoa. Okay, this guy has a 10-legged parlay. I'm not going to read all that off. Oreo, what's up? Thank you for joining as well. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Do I go through all of these? See, Kurtz. Let's effing go. McPixie says, Nick Rakic, Topuria on the pot. They call you Topuria. I think that's a compliment.
I've gotten that before, man. That's the goat now, so I'll take it. But dude, I've gotten some random. Someone said I look like Steve Urseg, and then I got Kareem El Solati. I'm like, all right,
boy,
I guess
you're all over. You're Arabic and Spanish.
I know.
You're all over the place.
It must be the eyebrows. I got some thick ass eyebrows. That's got to be it.
Vic Ross, let's cash another Lambo. He says dirty leads in the house. Whoa, man. T-Bone or J-Bone, sorry, Toporia's long lost brother. He says, all right, we got 208 people already in here. Man, I don't even know what's the deal here. Let's see. All right. You guys ready here? Let's start out. First fight of the night. What am I doing here? I am all over the place, and it's not allowing me to. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to get these templates up. Sorry, guys. let's see here. I'm all over the place right now with these templates. Oh boy. Tim, can you ramble a little while I get these templates going? I don't know what happened here.
What was the
Sure.
the big Lambo hit that hit last week?
What's that?
What was the big bet that hit last week? The plus 55.
Had Cam Rousen by decision. Cody Steele by submission, and who was the KO? Can't think about the KO. Let me see for a
It was
second.
like one of those cycle ones.
It was Tafa. Wasn't it Tafa?
KO, yeah.
Yeah, the
Huh?
the Tafa and the Steele one hit easy. That Rousen one was a bit of a sweat though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rousen. I had in the end of round 2, I had to take my garbage out, even though I didn't need to take my garbage out because that was starting to get really sweaty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The amount of times that we lose by like one leg this year has been like we've had like a 35 to 40% lose by one leg.
I'm with you,
Great.
man. It's the elusive one leg. It's like that's why sometimes I feel doing like the round robin, but you just get greedy. You want the whole thing, you know?
For sure.
All right, here we go. That one leg is like always the one that it's gotten me this year probably 7 or 8 times. It's been brutal. Always one leg.
Not this week though, Narco, right?
Not this week. We're gonna get them this week. All right. Sorry guys for the little delay here, but first fight of the night, and it is in the flyweight division. It is the 8-2 Clayton Carpenter versus the 8-2 Jose Ochoa, and right now Jose Ochoa is a minus 170 actually favorite with the comeback on Carpenter at plus 145. Tim, kick us off here. First fight of the night, Jose Ochoa, Clayton Carpenter. Actually a pretty damn good fight.
Yeah, this is a really good fight. I feel like, you know, if you're on the Carpenter side, I think, you know, his decision line is pretty solid, but I ended up going on the Ochoa side. I think Carpenter needs to grapple hard in this fight, trying to keep Ochoa down. Ochoa's takedown defense has been a little bit suspect so far. He is fighting, you know, the fight with Asu. I mean, you can kind of give him a pass. Asu's shown to have pretty solid takedowns in wrestling. I like the striking a lot from Ochoa. I think he's a sniper who's just got some serious power in his hands at this weight class. So I also like I think his jiu-jitsu is a little bit sneakier than people think. For Ochoa, that is. Everybody knows that Carpenter's a good grappler, and that's usually where he, you know, butters his bread, so to say. But I don't know, man. I think Ochoa's got some sneaky submissions as well. He is primarily a striker, but I like Ochoa round 2, round 3 at plus 850 and plus 1400. I'm going to start off with a whisper bet here as well. Like I think it is a KO most likely, but you can't get off the club and sub potential. And he had 2 attempts at subs against Asu, and we've seen Clayton make mistakes in his fights, grappling. He made a horrible mistake against Filo last fight. And so the sub 2, sub 3 is plus 4,000 and plus 5,000. So I think round 2, round 3 is my favorite just because to cover both bases. I do lean KO from him, but yeah, throw out a whisper bet in the first fight.
Yeah, well, you're starting off 328 with a bang. All right, we're going to go over to make picks here. What do you have here as far as a long shot prop?
I largely agree with Tim here. I'm picking Ochoa to win the fight. Nothing flashy though for a long shot prop. You know, I do think the submission is live though. I bet him via submission. I forget against who. It was a similar number. It was like, you know, plus 1,000 or something like that. It might have been against Kavanaugh before, like, you know, we knew Kavanaugh was so good. But yeah, in this matchup, you know, it's another kind of, I guess you can categorize this as like a striker versus grappler matchup. Although at flyweight, these guys are so good everywhere. Both these guys are 8-2. They're both young, up and coming prospects. But you know, Ochoa is a striker. Carpenter's more of the grappler. I just think the gap in the striking is bigger than the gap in the grappling here. I think Ochoa he's more physical. He's more dangerous on the feet. You know, Carpenter, he's technical on the feet, but he doesn't like manage distance well. He doesn't like fill the gaps well. He's hittable. He's a little stiff. And I just think Ochoa, he's more dangerous. He's the better athlete. I think he's going to win like the aggregate of the striking exchanges, and he's just going to do well on the judges' scorecards if it makes it there. If he does get taken down, he does have a sense of urgency to get back to his feet. You know, Tim mentioned it. He fought Almabaya, but that fight was like on days' notice. He flew halfway around the world. This fight, he's in a full camp. He looks to be in good shape. I saw your thread again, Narco, the weigh-in thread. He looks in good shape. So, yeah, nothing flashy here. I don't know what the decision prop is. I think it's around maybe plus 160, but that I'm going to lean towards that way for Ochoa.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fight I went back and forth on, to be honest, because I kind of know Clayton. I know a lot of guys that train with him here at the MMA lab. Ochoa, to me, yes, you can take him down, but I love the fact that he just doesn't settle, man. He's immediately popping right back up. He's trying to break grips. You know, he's a guy that you know, you could get him down. I don't think he has the best takedown defense, but I think that the part of his game that is really good is you cannot hold him down. He's extremely hard to hold down. We saw that with Asu. We saw that with Cody Durden. He swings with big power on the feet. I mean, his left kick is nasty. I mean, a lot of power in his kicks. The guy has a lot of power just in general. You know, 25 years old, probably going to be improving over there at Shootbox. So he's just going to get better and better, training with, you know, guys at Shootbox like flyweights, you know, these lower class. There's a bunch of guys there that are really, really good. And he gets to train with them every day. And then on the Carpenter side is like, I do think he's going to land takedowns. I don't think he's, from what I've heard at least, you know, he's not the best wrestler. You could see it. Like, he's not a great wrestler. He kind of explodes into his takedowns. But he does have really, really good jiu-jitsu from what I've heard. You know, his jiu-jitsu is really, really good. He can get to the back. He's really good in the back attacks, like rear naked chokes, stuff like that. I will say, like the Asu fight, Asu is a much better wrestler, in my opinion, than Clayton, because for MMA, he's more of a chain wrestler. Like, he's going to continue to attack until he gets you down. But I do think Clayton has better jiu-jitsu than a guy like Asu. So, like, if you watch that fight, Asu had some decent rear naked choke opportunities. Like, he was doing a crossface on him. He was kind of trying to crush his nose at one point. It was looking like very uncomfortable for Ochoa. But these Shootbox guys, that's the one thing, is like, they're very hard to submit, man. They're super hard to submit. But I think if there's a world where Carpenter probably wins this fight, it's getting back takes, man. Like, just getting takedowns is not going to be enough here for Carpenter, because he's not going to hold Ochoa down. So I do see Ochoa like giving up his back a lot in his fights. Like, he did it to Durden. He did it to Asu a couple of times. I know he got out of the positions, but I do think Carpenter is better there than those guys are. So I'm going to take a stab on Carpenter sub, to be honest, at plus 800. I saw enough in a Asu fight to make me think that maybe Carpenter can maybe snack something if Ochoa makes a mistake. But I kind of agree with you guys in the sense that who I think wins, probably Ochoa, in my opinion. Just more horsepower for me, more horsepower. And the one thing I don't like about Carpenter on the feet is I don't like, first of all, how he reacts to shots. Second of all, dude, his face is always fucked up. Every fight he gets touched. I mean, go look at the Chiras fight. He was fucking busted up bad in that fight, and he needed takedowns bad to win that fight. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys in the sense that Ochoa is probably the side. I passed completely on this fight, but from a Lambo perspective, I went with sub here for Clayton at plus 800. Hopefully Ochoa doesn't get helped down. Don't think he does though. Oh, held down, you meant? Yeah, I don't see it unless it's a back take. I really don't see him getting held down. All right. Let's move on. Second fight of the night, and it is in the middleweight division. It is the 11-2 de Jordan Santos versus the 11-0 Beisinger Susurkaev. And currently, we got Susurkaev at minus 700, so it's up a little bit. And the comeback on Santos at plus 500. We're going to let McPicks here go first. Yeah, what do you have here for this? I don't know what you want to call this.
Yeah, Susurkaev, he's a good up and coming prospect, only 25 years old. Training with the right guys, obviously Chimaev, that's a guy you want to be training with. He's a type of fighter. He's super calm out there. He's really economical with his energy. But I think sometimes it's almost to a fault. But I feel like that's a little bit of cockiness too. Like, I know he got caught against Eric Nolan, that one, the guy that moved up on short notice. But he has really, really good cardio. He's well-rounded. He's super young, like I said, and he's taking on Santos. Santos is tough. He's training at ATT. He's a volume guy. He's a pressure guy. But skill for skill, he's just outmatched here. And the betting line kind of indicates that, right? I do think Susurkaev is a bit of a slow starter. And like I said, Santos is super tough. So I have a feeling that this fight gets into round 2, round 3. I like the Susurkaev like round 2, round 3 props. Round 2 is like I think around plus 400. Round 3 maybe like plus 800 range. I don't hate that. I wouldn't get too cute with the method of victory. I would say knockout, gun to my head. But yeah, he could submit him too. But like I said, Santos is tough. I think it's gonna be more of like an attritional finish. Like I don't think it's gonna be a one shot in round 1. I think it's gonna be Santos is getting touched up, his face is swollen, and then there's gonna be that like one good shot that puts him down. So I would go round 2, round 3 for Susurkaev here to get some value.
Initially I thought, Susurkaev probably going to KO him, maybe submit him. But then for whatever reason, I went back and did more tape on this fight. And, I was pretty high on Susurkaev, to be honest, coming into the UFC. I think he's very skilled. Don't get me wrong. I think skill for skill, it's not even close. But the thing is, when you look at Susurkaev, skill for skill against Mechanico, I don't think it's close. Skill for skill against Eric Nolan is not even close, right? But yet he's making those fights sweaty. Both fights are sweaty. And skill for skill, both of those fights are not close. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I just don't like seeing with this guy. And it doesn't seem like he's fixing them. One, you can be confident in the cage. There's no problem with that. But, dropping your hands, shelling up, like the fight where Eric Nolan hurts him, he's shelling up, taking shots, and he eats one behind the ear, and now he's hurt all of a sudden. He's stumbling all over the fucking place, right? Then on the cage against Mechanical, you see he's just kind of like relaxed on the cage, and then he eats a big elbow from Mechanical, and you could see it hurts him. And it's like, you can be relaxed, but you cannot fight like that, at this level. He puts his hands down a lot. The other thing in the Nolan fight that I saw, that Nolan landed the jab a lot on him, man. Like the jab he was eating that jab again and again. And I'm like, what the fuck? How is Eric Nolan keep landing a jab on you? And the one thing that I could tell you is Jordan Santos is, again, skill for skill. This is not close. He has a really, really good jab, and it's very, very long. And he has a good one too. The other difference between Santos and Mechanico and like Nolan is the toughness, is the durability, is the cardio and volume. Those guys do not throw anywhere near the volume and pressure that Santos is going to put on Susurkaev here, right? So I think if Susurkaev fucks around in this fight, honestly, I don't think it's going to go well for him. I think he's going to gas, one, because of the pressure, the volume. He's going to make him work. Do I think that Susurkaev could potentially get takedowns, maybe, land big on Santos? Sure, he could potentially knock him out. I'm not saying, but just watching Barlow, like for me, one punch, I think Barlow hits harder than a guy like Susurkaev. Has better timing. Susurkaev has, he's faster, just better, more fluid than Barlow. But one punch power, I think Barlow has better. And Barlow landed some huge one punch shots on Santos, man. And he still took them. Like, he's very, very tough. Like, his chin is really good. Obviously, at some point, it goes away. But I'm going to fade Susurkaev here. I'm taking just a straight up money line here at plus 525 on Santos. I honestly think he can drown this guy late. He can really make this guy work. And, he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. From what I've seen, his takedown defense looks really, really good, man. I went far back into his career as much as I could, even against Will Curry. And I don't think Will Curry is great, but when he's fresh, Will Curry gets everybody down. he had a fucking hell of a time with Santos. He couldn't get him down. So I'm gonna go with the dog here, man. 525 on the money line. I'm probably the only guy in the world on Santos here, but I don't think Susurkaev. I think he's skilled, but he makes way too many mistakes for me to like a guy that's minus 700. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the straight up money line. If you want to get cute, you can go Santos decision 12-1. I just think he can out-volume him to a decision as well. Tim?
I think if you just take the money line and the dog, you have to say it like Yanni the Greek would say it. I see value on the dog. We got to take the dog here. So I'm taking like the chalky, dumb, square ass play for me. I kind of like see this fight a little bit differently than you guys do. Like, to me, I think that Santos like has one of those styles that he's just right there to be hit, and he's just always like, he is a pressure fighter, but he's right there to be hit. And the difference between left hand to God and Susurkaev is there's a bunch of differences in my opinion. Like, Barlow's just very, very predictable and just wings one shot, and you have to worry about one shot. And his eyes for his strikes are nowhere near as good as Susurkaev's, and Susurkaev can read the fight. And I think like it's clear as day that he's fought his last two fights were underwhelming. I think he comes back a little bit more focused and a little bit more determined in this fight. And I just think that the KO is there. I think it could happen literally in any round. Santos is too hittable, and he's going to try to pressure in this fight. And I think that Nolan and Mechanico are not pressure fighters that are going to put themselves, in range to be killed as much as Santos will be in this fight. So I just took the plus 120 on the KO because I think it can happen at any moment. It's a horrible line, but it's what I think happens.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it takes some, to play Santos here. I just, after doing tape, and tape doesn't lie. I mean, from what I see, I'm just not thoroughly impressed with this guy, Susurkaev. It's just, sometimes you have to go with what you see. And, does he have skill? Sure. Is he a great striker? Sure. But he makes a shit ton of mistakes in the cage, and he messes around way, way too much in that cage. Oh, my man, Dissection with the $69.99 dono. I appreciate you, my man. He's in the Discord, and he cooked today in one. He hit I don't know, it's like a 5-tier PRP, like 16-17-1. He won every single fight.
You know why he won that, right? Though I was
you didn't play
this week with that.
You didn't play it?
Oh, 1,000%, dude. If I'm on, I am the absolute fucking mush of all mushes on one bets, dude.
Yeah,
1,000%, bro.
He hit it today, 16. I think it was 16-1 or something. So I appreciate you very much. Thank you for the dono, my man. Dissection. All right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 15-3 William Gomis versus the 21-5 Pat Sabatini, and I think this line has come down quite a bit. Yeah, Pat Sabatini minus 170, and the comeback on Gomis at plus 145. So this line, I mean, these odds were put out earlier this morning. So this line has cratered down to minus 170 on Sabatini. A lot of people liking the Gomis side here. I'm going to kick this one off. So initially, I'm like, okay, in this fight, I'm like, okay, I do think Sabatini probably gets Gomis down and potentially could sub him. And I still don't think that's like out of the realm of possibility, just because you watch that Marshall fight, it's not the best look for him in round 3. And Gomis has been taken down. I mean, against other guys, Brito took him down. He can get taken down. Sabatini is a little flat-footed and kind of his shots are coming from like way out. I don't know why he does that, but that's just what he does. But the thing with him is once he grabs a hold of like any limb, he manages to get people down, man. He's really, really good entangling you and then getting you down to the mat. And once you're down on the mat, man, he's fucking elite down there. Like he's a really, really good controlling, getting the back. I mean, a guy like Chepe Mariscal, and I took Pat in that spot. I think a lot of people were on Chepe in that spot. he's not an easy guy to control. Chepe is one of the best scramblers out there when it comes to like jiu-jitsu, scrambling, wrestling. He's really, really good. And Sabatini was able to do a lot better than I thought, to be honest. He, even towards the end, like, and he didn't get tired. That's the other thing. A lot of scrambling, a lot of shit. He got cut in that fight. It's kind of impressed with his cardio there. The thing is, Pat really cannot take a punch, dude. Like, I really don't think he can. And Chepe never really landed anything significant in that fight, like to hurt Pat. But when you see these other fights, like he's getting hurt very, very easily. Damon Jackson knocking you out, like very, very bad sign there, from Damon Jackson. I know it was probably like a knee or something. I forgot what it was, but it's not the best sign. I know Gomis does not hit very hard, but I do want to say one thing about Gomis. I have to say this because people get it twisted where they say, Gomis hits and runs, he doesn't. He actually swings in a lot of fights. Like, go watch some of his fights. He'll sit there and swing back. When you look at who he's fighting, you're not knocking these guys out, man. It's very hard. Ruchala, you're not knocking him out. Emil, very hard to knock out. Joe Anderson Brito, very hard to knock out. Marshall, Aarons, none of these guys haven't been knocked out. They're hard to knock out. The guy that he knocked out was that Gamori guy, which is a body kick. But when you look prior to that, he does have a decent amount of KOs. I don't think it takes a lot to KO Sabatini, honestly. And he's plus 650 by KO. It could be a step in knee, a time knee into the takedown. It could be a lot of things, to be honest. When I tell you Damon Jackson can knock him out, why can't Gomis knock him out? Like, what the fuck's the difference? So I'm taking plus 650 on the KO on William Gomis. Like, it's just too big of a line, in my opinion. I know Gomis doesn't hit very, very hard, but also I took into account who he's facing. These guys that he's facing, he's not knocking out. And I think Sabatini is like 10 tiers lower when it comes to toughness and chin-wise than those guys. So I took plus 650 on the KO here for William Gomis. But I do think Sabatini probably wins this fight. Tim?
Yeah, this is the first of 3 fights where basically I'm going to be breaking them down the exact same way. And it's just these fighters, I have a passion for betting on extremely two-dimensional fighters that can't strike and can't take, a shot at all. I love losing money and winning money on these guys, being Pat Sabatini, Grant Dawson, and Sean Brady. They're literally... They all like should go bowling every Friday night. They're like the exact same fucking fighters. So like that type of archetype fighter, I like, reliable grapplers that if they get you down are going to maul you. I typically love that type of fighter, but their striking, every single one of them is tragic. And their durability and ability to fight through adversity are also equally tragic. I just think he's going to get his hands on Gomis. Gomis is going to try to run around, and he will try to shoot. He will try to hit him, but Gomis is, not separating really versus anybody, even guys that he's way better than. 4 out of 5 of his decisions have gone split. He's, as you like to say, Narco, he's the ultimate weasel. So this dude is like definition of weasel. If you look up weasel in the dictionary, it's got a picture of fucking William Gomis going. So yeah, I'm on the Pat by sub plus 270. I think it can happen in any round. I just think he's going to get him down, and seen some pretty bad decisions once Gomis is down. Yeah, I think that Pat's going to sub him in this fight.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, that was my first initial read on this fight. But I looked at the numbers and I'm like, I just liked KO, the number. McPicks, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that was my initial read as well. Like, I looked into this fight before odds were out, and I'm like, all right, it's a good matchup for Pat. Like, what does Pat usually struggle with? Power punchers, and Gomis is not known as a big hitter. And we've seen Gomis put in some bad spots on the mat against much lesser grapplers. But, the more you look into it, like Narco, you brought up, getting knocked out by Damon Jackson. It's not a good look. And you even look, you go way back when he fought Jamal Emmers. Before he got that heel hook submission, he got dropped bad, So the guy, a liability to get knocked out. He's 35. And, you look at Sabatini's previous opponents, they're all willing to grapple with him. Guys like Joannis and Brito was jumping guillotine. Chepe Mariscal is a grappler. He trusts in the fact that if he gets taken down, he'll get back up to his feet, and he's like more of a brawler. Jonathan Pierce is a grappler. A guy like Gomis, he's going to skirt around the outside. He's going to throw shots. He's going to fake the uppercut, fake the knee. And if Pat gets his hands around him, he's going to try and get away from him. And if he gets taken down, he's going to try and pop right back up. With that being said, if Pat gets him down, Pat's one of the best grapplers in the UFC, right? He can absolutely get him down, get top time, and then submit him for sure. It's just that I feel like it's one of those very binary fights where like either side's like going to look good or bad. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be like 50-50 to go into a decision personally. So I agree with you, Narco. I think the value is on Gomis via knockout. I didn't bet it. I would go like money line on Gomis or Gomis via knockout because I think he can easily catch Sabatini at some point and hurt him or put him out. So that's going to be my best bet for this fight. Gomis knockout.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is speed too, man. He's much faster than Pat, especially with the striking. It's one of those things that, yes, I mean, you listen to people and they say, well, he's pillow fist, he's this, that, and the other. I mean, I don't think he's pillow fist, but I think it's more of a product of who he's been facing. I don't think he's the biggest hitter, but again, you don't have to be the biggest hitter to fucking knock out Pat Sabatini. So, all right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 14-5 Roman Kopylov versus the 14-2 Marco Tulio. And currently we're looking at Marco Tulio as a minus 180 favorite with the comeback on Kopylov at plus 155. Tim, Katona versus Kopylov versus Tulio versus. Which one is it?
This is a tough one because pre-tape, I thought I was going to be on Kopylov. Just looking at the line and being like, dude, I don't think it's going to be necessarily easy for Tulio to get him down. It's not easy to take down Kopylov, especially early in fights. Fluffy had 0 success in round 1, and he's been able to take guys down himself actually in fights and grapple himself. But yeah, I eventually got to where I think that this fight is primarily going to be striking. Maybe Tulio can get him down when he's fresh in like round 2 or something like that. If Kopylov gets tired, but I think it's going to be primarily a striking fight. And then it's just a question, I think you have 2 different stylistic strikers. I think you have Tulio is more spazzy and aggressive and goes into the pocket more in a more wild way. And Kopylov is way more technical. Like strikes, he selects his strikes differently. The volume side is definitely for Tulio. Kopylov, like I said, chooses his shots a little bit more wisely and nasty kicks, things like that. Probably has more of a diverse arsenal from Kopylov. But he just has done too little too often, Kopylov to me. So like if he doesn't get Tulio out of there, which I think he could get him out of there with a KO, I think this fight is like pretty close striking, and Tulio's winning on just some little bit bigger moments and or more volume and optics walking forward. So I ended up on the trifecta bet with this one. End split is plus 550. Tulio by decision, which is my favorite one, is plus 320, and Tulio by split is 8-1. I just think the output and volume for Tulio and the aggression will probably get him some of the judges' scorecards on the cards. So yeah, give me those. I think it's a close fight though.
All right, McPicks, you're up, brother.
I'm not going to add too much in this fight because I agree with Tim pretty much 100%. I just think Tulio outworks him. I will say I disagree with the market on this one. They have Tulio a lot more likely to finish the fight than Kopylov. I think that Tulio absolutely could finish, but I think that should be closer and the decision should be wider. Like they're pretty much, the decision line is like plus 325 for both of them, about that. I think that Tulio is much more live to win decision. And I think, I'm not going to say Kopylov is more live to win by finish, but I think that should be a little wider. So I agree with Tim. My best bet, he would be Tulio via decision. I think he just outworks Kopylov. He's got to stay safe, right? He's like an offensive powerhouse, but defensively he's a little irresponsible. But I think he's a better grappler. He's higher volume. He's going to pressure Kopylov. And honestly, Kopylov, he's getting up there in age. I know he fought two really good fighters, two big guys his last time out, but he's just like, he's tentative at times. He's kind of looked disinterested. And I think that Tulio just going to outwork him to a decision. Kopylov is super tough. Yeah, I think this one goes to the cards, and Tulio wins like a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I've honestly pre-tape, I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna bet Kopylov here. Like, he's just a better technical striker, and he is. He's the better technical striker even after tape, like no doubt. But the issue I came back after watching tape is I feel like the volume and pressure is gonna give Kopylov a lot of trouble. Like, Kopylov wants to stay on the outside. He wants to land, you know, his left kicks. You know, he's got nasty left body kicks. I mean, those body kicks are fucking nasty. But the problem is, like, I don't think Tulio's going to give him that space. Like, he's not just going to let him kick him from the outside. You know, Tulio's going to pressure. He's going to throw all kinds of weird fucking strikes, spinning shit. By the way, the over-under for Tulio to spin is at least 5 at this point. It's going up. People are betting the over, so it's 5.5 right now. He's going to keep spinning like a top. But yeah, Kopylov, just the volume hasn't been there. I don't know whether it was Costa's power and Rodriguez's power that kind of just held him back from throwing. I mean, both of those guys are very, very physical, and they can crack. I mean, both guys can crack. But the thing that I keep coming back to in this fight is the pressure, the volume. I just feel like that's going to give Kopylov. Now, he's going to have a chance to definitely counter Tulio and potentially hurt him. The other thing with Tulio is he does seem very, very durable. I mean, the shot that hurt him against the last guy, CLD, was a spinning back fist right to the dome. I mean, it wasn't like a normal strike. I mean, he was, yes, the CLD kind of crack him a couple of times, but he took him pretty damn well. You know, I think it was that spinning back fist he didn't even see coming, and it landed and it hurt him pretty damn bad. I do think this fight is kind of close, but again, like, both of these guys are very, very durable. I mean, Kopylov is fucking tough, man. The shots he was taking from Costa and Gregory Rodriguez in that fight, he is tough. And the other thing that he surprised me, I gotta say this, how the hell did he get fucking Rodriguez down twice in that fight? And Rodriguez went 0 for 4 against him. He stuffed every takedown. His takedown defense has really, really looked good of late, honestly. It just has. And I was very down on this guy for a long time. I have to say, like, I thought this guy was going to eventually get taken down and subbed easily, blah, blah, blah. And I know Hernandez did it to him after breaking him. But even after that, like, him using the wrestling against Cesar Almeida was impressive. I mean, it's like, it feels like he like rounded out his grappling somehow and got better at wrestling as he aged. So, but at the end of the day, like, decision at 335 on Marco Tulio is crazy, man. Kopylov is as durable as they come. Like, this guy is fucking tough, man. It's not easy to get out of there. Now, I'm not saying Tulio can't knock him out, because he does a lot of spinning shit and does a lot of crazy things, and he could land something on him. But I don't think it's going to be easy, you know. And Kopylov is defensively responsible. I mean, he's has his hands up. He's not like some idiot on the feet, you know. So I'm going to go with Tulio decision just because of the volume, the pressure. He's got good cardio as well, very good cardio. And so does Kopylov, honestly. I always used to think his cardio was shit. And then I see him against Curtis, and I see him against Rodriguez coming on in round 3. It's like, okay, maybe his cardio is not as bad as I thought it was, you know. So I'm going to go with Tulio decision, 335. I kind of feel like this fight goes, to be honest. I think both guys are very, very tough. And yeah, the fight probably hits the scorecards. Moving on. Next fight. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 38-19 Jim Miller versus the 21-8 Jared Gordon. And currently, I think the line's still the same. No, it actually went down. Jared Gordon minus 260 with the comeback on Jim Miller at plus 220. McPicks. This one's yours, my man.
Yeah, another good fight. Both these guys are UFC veterans, been around forever, especially Jim Miller. I think it's pretty straightforward from a breakdown standpoint. I think it's Jim Miller round one or bust on his end. So if you like the Miller side, might as well play the round one prop. I posted on Twitter, Jared Gordon, the guy is a workhorse. And I think, I'm not the first to say this, but I think he should be undefeated to the decision. He should be 13-0. His 2 decision losses were against Patty Pimblett, and I had a bet on Patty there, and I thought he lost. And then Nasrat Haqparast, and I thought that Gordon won that one as well. His cardio is good. He's well rounded. I mean, early on in his career, he was getting knocked out a lot by some heavy hitters, and he seems to had leveled up. He leveled up his aggression. He's leveled up his striking. I think he seems like he's tougher, honestly. So personally, it's kind of like a boring take, but I think that Jared Gordon wins a decision here. I think Jim Miller's too tough. He's been in so many wars, only been knocked out like 2 times in however many fights he's had. Jim Miller's just dirt tough. The guy is from Jersey too. He's not going to quit. I saw it on his Instagram that his son, he's got like a 14-year-old son, just beat cancer. That's like amazing. So the dude is just not going to quit. He's not a quitter. But yeah, if you like the Miller side, I would play round one. But personally, I think Gordon outlasts him. If you're a live better, a clear live betting spot, late round one or between round 1 and 2, take Jared Gordon. He's going to outwork Jim Miller if it goes late. So my prediction's Gordon decision.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I said this. I've been betting on Gordon of late, and I said this. I think Gordon, as he's aged, 37 now, he's looked the best of his career. Even last fight, listen, he fought with a fucking torn MCL last fight after he got hit by a car. And on top of it, he fucking dropped Rafa Garcia, who's one of the toughest motherfuckers out there, has a great chin. It seems like Jared Gordon, to me, of late, is sitting down more on his shots. He's just sitting down to get knockouts more because you see the Mark Madsen knockout. You see the Nasrat fight. I mean, he landed some big fucking shot, and Nasrat is very, very tough. That's another guy that's never been knocked out outside of the Salkilled head kick KO. That guy is super, super tough. And then Moises, he absolutely flatlined Moises with 1 punch. And then he dropped Rafa, like I said, and he was fighting on 1 leg, man. Like, give me that fight fucking back, because I had a bet on Gordon, and I was fucking so pissed afterwards to learn that his knee was fucked, And I just think Jared Gordon's way better than Jim Miller at this point, even though he's 37. Jim Miller, 42. You mentioned something, McPix. It's very important to me. It's like he's been in a bunch of wars, man. A lot of fucking wars. That King Green fight, he took a fucking beating of a lifetime in that fight, man. A lot. And, the guys that he's faced, to be honest, like, look at these guys like Butler, Benitez, Damon Jackson, who I think retired after that fight or the fight after. Chase Hooper, who doesn't really have power in his hand. He really hasn't fought guys that, can crack a little bit. And honestly, I think Jared Gordon is starting to sit down on his shots. And I'm going to play KO. I mean, 42-year-old Jim Miller, been in a lot of wars, like you said, 57 total MMA fights. Like, Jared Gordon is going to probably try to go out there and kill him. And Jim Miller is going to oblige to strike, to be honest. He's going to be slower than Jared. Jared looked, I watched back the Garcia fight, and I thought he looked pretty damn impressive to be fighting with 1 leg. Like, I don't even know how he did it. And he said he tore his MCL. I'm like, how the fuck did you fight? I'm going to take KO. I think 410 is enough for me to take on Jared Gordon, knowing that Jim Miller's 42. He's older. Yes, he's super tough. Yes, it's hard to knock this guy out. But you know what? Age is, it's a factor, man. He's 42. He's been on the shelf for almost a year, a little bit over a year. Like, how is he going to come back rusty? Coming back a year-long layoff and coming back at 42 years old, it's not the same as coming back when you're in your 30s or 20s. It's a lot different. So I'm going to go with Gordon KO plus 410. I think the price is enough for me. And I honestly think the money line's short. Like, I even like, yes, could it be round 1, Jim Miller? He cracks a little bit, but I don't know, man. Jared Gordon seems to be tough. I mean, yes, he got knocked out against Garcia, but I also think it was a matter of, like, he kept fucking falling in that fight. Like his leg kept giving up on him, man, over and over. So I think it's an easy fight, honestly. I think the line's short, to be honest. I think it should be in the minus 350 range here because I don't really see ways Miller, maybe a guillotine, maybe Gordon puts himself in a guillotine somehow. And I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Gordon's ever been subbed. Oh, man, he has been subbed once. He's been subbed once by Grant Dawson. I remember, yeah. But he's a black belt. I mean, he's a Renzo Gracie black belt. I mean, he's not a slouch on the mat. So, yeah, I'm going to go KO plus 410. Tim, what do you got?
Yeah, it's weird. I kind of see it similar to both of you guys. I think that the chalky play of decision at plus 100 for Gordon would be the way I think that the fight most likely goes. I think it goes that way probably like 65% of the time. And then your bet at plus 410 at 35% of the time on KO for Gordon. I took points at plus 100 and round 3 KO at plus 2,000. Just like, you know, maybe he catches him later. I think he's going to probably stay safe early, knowing what Jim's most dangerous round is round 1. I think if anybody's getting takedowns in this fight in top time, it's Gordon. I don't think that Miller is going to get Gordon down. I think Gordon has the ability to take down Miller if he needs it. I don't think he'll need it. You know, like you said, the Bobby Green fight with Miller was an absolute ass whooping. And before the no contest, Gordon was lighting up Bobby Green. This card has like an insane amount of MMA math situations. And like, I think it's hilarious to me that everybody's always on the, you know, MMA math doesn't work, but yet every capper known to mankind, like, will be like, well, this guy fought this guy and he struggled with the grappling. He's a better guy. Like, this is what we do. And I think a lot of times, and especially in the next few, the main card in the next few fights, we're going to have a lot of matchups that are, you know, fighters that have fought the exact same guy and did different things. So we'll be able to talk that through. But I think a Gordon decision and Gordon late KO are good.
All right. Let's move on. I believe this is a next fight. Yep. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 20-4 Mateus Rebecki versus the 23-3-1 Grant Dawson. And currently, actually, Dawson's all the way down to minus 145 with the comeback on Rebecki at plus 125. I think this one is who is it?
You.
It's me? Yeah. Well, I'm getting reverse CLV'd here because I had a bet on Grant Dawson at minus 170, and this line's coming in. I mean, listen, I rate Rebecki's grappling. I think he's a good grappler. I think he's strong. I mean, you could see in the Orlabai fight, right? Like he's pretty damn strong. He's not easy to hold down, right? He's a kind of a tank. But when it comes to striking, do I think he's the better striker? I honestly don't even think he's the better striker. He's more wild. He hits harder, but technically speaking, he's not really a good striker at all. Like, I think Grant Dawson has fundamentals better than he does. Like he holds a better guard. He throws a jab sometimes. Like, he's better in that sense, right? But Grant Dawson is not it on the feet. I don't want him to strike in this fight because his chin is just, I don't know what it is. To be honest, I went back and watched a Torres fight, and I don't think, like, it's so weird to say, but I don't think he looked awful. I don't know what it was. He was throwing pretty decent shots. He threw some kicks in there. But I think he was a little too cautious. That's the thing. He was too cautious in the sense that he didn't shoot. He shot, I think, one time, if I'm not mistaken. And then he kind of gave up shooting. And if you listen to his interview, he's like, when I went to shoot and I grabbed him and he kind of like threw me off, he goes, I thought in my head, he's like, oh, fuck, this guy is very strong. So I don't know if that like fucked with his head because he said that in his interview. I'm like, maybe he thought this guy was just way too strong for him. And he just said, fuck it, I'm not going to shoot anymore on him, you know, because I can't get him down. I don't know what he thought. But if you look at the weigh-in photos, and I put that, bro, he looked awful. I can't explain how bad And I don't remember this from last fight, but when I went back today and I did it, I can't believe how fucking bad Grant Dawson looked on the scales, man. He looked awful. It looked like he didn't train. He was either hurt, in my opinion, or something was wrong with him. He did not look like he trained, and he needed the box last time out to make weight. He looked awful, man. I don't know what the fuck it was, but he did not look right in that fight. He does look a lot better this time around. These guys obviously both at ATT used to be, because Rebecki has been back in Poland for almost 9 months now. He's been back in Poland. He's been training there, not at ATT. The thing is with Rebecki, it's like, the Orlabai fight was weird because Orlabai didn't really shoot a lot. He got his eye was literally like closed. So I don't know if that discouraged him, what the deal was. He didn't shoot a lot. But when you go look at the Ferreira fight with a lot of like mixing in of grappling, with him grappling Ferreira and Ferreira counter grappling, Rebecki got fucking tired bad in that fight, man. Very bad. And he gassed very, very bad and got finished. The thing with Dawson is, and this is not me saying it, it's just kind of facts from his record. If you don't get him in round 1, you're losing. Plain and simple. If you do not finish this guy in round 1, you're losing. Whether he finishes you or fucking decisions you, he doesn't lose after round 1. I mean, the only fight that you could say he could have lost is the one in round 3 where he almost got finished against what's that old man? I can't even remember his name, but he almost got finished there after being up 2-0. Who was it? Ricky Glenn. Yeah. He almost got finished there in round 3 in that fight. I honestly think that with a lot of grappling here, I think Rebecki's going to get tired, honestly. I really do. I think he's going to get tired if he doesn't get Grant Dawson out of there early. I think Grant Dawson's going to put him in the spin cycle, man. It's going to be the fucking spin cycle on this guy. And I'm going to go with Dawson 2-3, 1,400, 1,800. And whisper bet for me, Tim, 2-3 KO, baby. I think Dawson still has really, really good ground and pound when he gets to good positions, man. So those are astronomical numbers. If you want them, they're like 3,500 and 4,500 KO 2-3. I'm going to go with Grant Dawson late here. I think the spin cycle is coming. And the other thing that caught my attention a little bit was Grant Dawson saying that he was shocked that Rebecki took the fight, like he wanted to fight him. He's like, oh, you want to fight me? Sure, I'll take that fight. Kind of like confident that when they trained, he was better. But you know what? I've listened to that. I want to say this to people. I've listened to that over and over again, and it kind of backfires a lot. Because you hear a lot of these stories, and most of them are fucking nonsense. Yes, Moicano one worked out against Duncan, but a lot of them are bullshit. Tim, what do you got here?
Yeah, I said whisper before you even said it. This is absolutely. I've already bet the 2-3 on Dawson and the KO 2-3. I feel the same way. This is like I said earlier. This is the Sabatini Gomis fight. This is the Buckley Sean Brady fight. Either I'm getting rinsed on these fights or I'm winning. So I feel like these fights, the winner is going to look minus 1,000, like clear as day. So. For me, you hit the nail on the head on a bunch of different points. The Orlabai, everybody's like, the narrative all week is that, he did so well against Orlabai. I will say this, the doppelganger to Liam pick fights. It's Rebecki. If Liam is high, it's Rebecki, but if Liam is sober, it is Ludovic Klein. So just to make that clear for everybody. So yeah, I think that the Rebecki versus Orlabai fight, when I was watching it back, I was just like, dude, he didn't shoot. He shot 5 times, and it was all early. Like, he didn't shoot any late. It was all early, and he got him down twice. Didn't have much control time. Got taken down himself, and then literally struck and fucking banged with this guy for like seemingly 10, 11 minutes. He was not shooting like every other fight. He's shooting like 15 takedowns, 12 to 15 takedowns a fight. And the only times that he's not shooting 12 to 15 takedowns is if he's subbing guys early or top timing them with the first few takedowns that he's getting. If guys are getting up, Orlabai is consistently shooting takedowns. And that fight was just like, that fight was the anomaly with that. He just does not normally fight that way. So that fight was kind of a, I don't go by the narrative of like, oh my God, this guy's, impossible to take down. Like you said, Carlos de Oliveira, 3 for 3 on takedowns as soon as he was gassed, like 3 for 3, no problem. And the third one, it was KO by exhaustion. Like it wasn't like he just fucking couldn't breathe. Like he just was just death gassing. So I think the same thing. I think like Rebecki's got the first round to knock him out, and we'll see if Dawson, you'll see just immediately. Like if you like put a ton of money on Dawson, I think you hedge small with KO1 and KO2 on Rebecki and just be like they're plus 600 and plus like 900 or 1,000 and just be like, fuck that's how he wins. Like he's not winning later on in this fight, and he's not winning a decision. Like Dawson's either getting murdered or he's putting it through the rinse cycle. So yeah, I'm with you on this exact same props. I'm with you on the round 2, round 3, and the whisper. Honestly, I think that's the way to go.
All right, McPicks. Interesting fight here.
When I looked at this fight, it was basically a pick 'em when I looked at this fight. Dawson was like minus 115. Rebecki was like minus 105. And I'm like, shit, like I love seeing Dawson at that price. Cause like you said, like if this fight gets extended, or if fights that he's in get extended, he usually dominates. The guy is dominant with his grappling. He's so good. He has great cardio, great back takes. So I'm like, all right, let me take a look at Rebecki's takedown defense. I know he's been in fights where there was some grappling, but let me remind myself. And I mean, Rebecki is a fucking bowling ball. I mean, the guy has no neck. He's tough to take down. And when he gets taken down, he's trying to get right back up to his feet. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see if Dawson's able to get him down, hold him down. Personally, I think the best bet here is the under 2.5. I think both guys are live for the finish. It's plus money, under 2.5. I ended up siding with Dawson because I just think that he's the better. He has better process. He's the better grappler. He's more likely to get top time. I agree with you both in the knockout prop. Rebecki has no neck, so it's gonna be tough to submit. But Dawson has some nasty ground and pound. We talked about Rafa Garcia. Dude's tough. He split him open, and Rafa was ready to quit. And he did quit actually. So yeah, I agree with the knockout props live. Maybe fight ends by knockout even. That's like plus 170. Safest bet is the under 2.5. But I do agree. I like Dawson. I think he survives early, and like you said, he looked in better shape this time. And yeah, either way, I think someone's gonna get finished here. The other thing to mention is Rebecki, like I said, he doesn't settle. Like he's not just gonna lay on his back. Like he's gonna take chances to get back up. You know what I mean? And when he does that, that just opens risk to get either put in a dominant position on the ground or just get finished in general. So yeah, I like the finish here. There's definitely value on that Dawson knockout. And Rebecki does not take damage. I mean, he's been in so many wars, like, dude, this guy's face just swells up. I mean, it could even be a doctor stoppage in between rounds.
Do you see the scar? He literally has a huge scar since I don't remember what fight it was, and it keeps opening up, and it's like right here. Every single fight it opens up. It's insane, and it bleeds like fucking hell.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it looked like he had a shiner in at weigh-ins. Like this dude is a brawler, but you can only go so far with that. You know what I mean? Like you can only take so much damage. Like you're gonna get cut open more easily, and it's just you get more prone to being finished. So yeah, I'm with you guys. I like Dawson as a money line side. I mean, not right now, but I think the best bet is the under.
Yeah, I can't believe it's all the way down to 145. I'm kind of surprised. I know a lot of people like Rebecki and say Dawson, but I kind of think, like you mentioned, something very important, like the scrambling stuff, like against Dawson, it usually ends up in a back take for him. Like you try to scramble. Like look at all these other great, like Jared Gordon is not easy to hold down. A bunch of these guys are, so Rafa Garcia is not easy to hold down. But like Grant Dawson's control and back takes are just fucking elite, man. Like they're just some of the best in the UFC when he gets you down. So we'll see. I do think that Rebecki can definitely KO him though. Like he swings like from the hip, but like technically speaking, he's fucking awful.
Yeah,
but
he is.
He's just a brawler. He's literally, I never thought going in tape, I'm going to say, oh, Grant Dawson is actually the technically more sound striker somehow, but he is. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those fights where it's binary again. Standing, it's probably going to be Rebecki, and then if the fight hits the mat, it's probably going to be Dawson. So all right, let's move on. And next fight, it is in the welterweight division. It is the 23-3 Joel Alvarez versus the 29-1 Yaroslav Amosov. And currently it's Amosov minus 185 with the comeback on Alvarez plus 160. Tim, get this away while I got to refill my drink here real quick, and I'll be right back.
This is probably just matchup wise, level wise. This is one of the most exciting fights, minus the championship fights for me. I think that this is one that I'm really excited to see what happens. I love the takes earlier this week that I've seen on Yaroslav Amosov, looking like he's like 40, low 40s, and he's actually 32. But like, this guy was in a war. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the picture. There's like a great picture of like this young, fresh faced dude that, like before he went into World War II, and then after World War II, he looks like he's like fucking 40. That's what war does to you. So this guy's, he's literally a soldier. So matchup wise, I think that this fight, it's you get Alvarez, who's just been absolutely the biggest fighter at 155, moving up to 170 in his last two fights. And he still is big at 170, but it's not the same type of dynamic where you're just saying, oh my God, like he looks like he's a weight class or two above the guys at 155. Adding when you add the water weight back, this guy's massive. The struggle with Alvarez for me in this particular fight is he's going to go for front chokes to defend takedowns. And, I think Amosov's jiu-jitsu as well as defense on these submissions is solid enough to know what to do and be able to consistently get Alvarez down and get some top time. Striking, I think it's Alvarez at a pretty high clip. Amosov knows how to strike. He's pretty basic with his fundamentals with striking. It's not like he sucks on the feet, but I think Alvarez is way more dangerous, longer reach, great elbows in the clinch, good knees. So I just think he's got all of the finishing side if it's standing. Grappling and top, wrestling, I think the jiu-jitsu is going to cancel itself out, and I think the wrestling and the top time is going to eventually get Amosov a decision win here. To me, I just think that his wrestling is just really, really good, and his ability. I mean, I think he got a takedown in sparring sessions against Chimaev. Like, this dude knows how to wrestle. He's extremely strong. I think barring a knee or something like that, trying to get into a takedown or an uppercut, something like that, and just bonking him. The Jason Jackson fight was him just not looking himself, honestly. And Jackson's a really, really good wrestler, and he just bonked him. So I don't think that Alvarez is going to pose any of those types of threats from a takedown defense standpoint. I think Amosov's going to get him down and rinse and repeat takedowns and stay safe on top. Throw some ground and pound here and there and kind of defend some triangles and stupid shit like that, and probably just hold half guard and just be good and win a decision 29-28 or 30-27. So give me Amosov by decision at plus 170.
All right. Great breakdown, Tim, because you gave me enough time to make my drink. McPix, go ahead, brother.
It was a great breakdown because you made all the points I was going to make. Yeah, I just think, simply put, Amosov is going to take him down and hold him down. Alvarez, a lot of hype behind him, rightfully so. The guy is very dangerous. He's well-rounded. He's running through the competition. But now he's up at 170. His last fight, I don't want to say it was a fluke, but he fought the ghost of Vicente Luque. And, he's not going to be able to leverage his size and his physicality as much at 170 here. And Amosov is an elite grappler. He's an elite wrestler. And, Alvarez is content. I don't want to say he's content to fight off his back, but he's he's not very good at defending takedowns. He's going to get taken down. Now the question is he going to have some urgency to get back up to his feet? I don't think so. You know, like Amosov is an elite grappler. He's not the best striker in the world. He does the fundamentals, like Tim said. His combinations are a bit rudimentary, but you know, they're serviceable, and he's gonna take down Alvarez and hold him down. I agree with Tim. I think it's gonna be, I hate to be boring, but I think it's gonna be an Amosov decision here. He's just too good of a top control grappler, and Alvarez is too willing to fight off his back. So yeah, Amosov decision.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great breakdown. I literally have the same thing. I mean, like watching Joel Alvarez just keel over at takedown attempts. I mean, dude, this guy Amosov, I'm watching his wrestling, the knee taps, he's so good, man. Like the only guy that gave him issues was Jason Jackson, you know, and Jason Jackson's an incredible wrestler himself, but you know, Jason Jackson can strike as well, and he's super athletic. So he gave Amosov trouble. A lot of people were saying Amosov was kind of off in that fight, you know, a bunch of reasons. I forgot what they said, but they were saying that he was off, just he wasn't on point. I don't know what the deal was, but you go back, watch him against Logan Storley, you know, really good wrestlers. Like he's a freaking good ass wrestler, Amosov, man. And the opposite is for, you know, Alvarez is like, the thing with Alvarez is his takedown defense is front chokes. It's guillotines. It's not like takedown defense. He doesn't try to like defend. What is his takedown defense? I don't even know. It's got to be shit. 47%. It's terrible.
It used to be
Fucking
0.
terrible. I mean, it's fucking terrible. Jacasey took him down easily. Obviously, Sarukian took him down. And did you guys see the one with Jakar Close? Jakar Close picked him up and slammed him on his head, dude. Like literally power bombed him. Amosov's going to be able to take him down. But the one thing with Joel Alvarez, I will say, is he is tough, man. Even in the Sarukian fight, it was basically stopped because of the cut. You know, like he just bled everywhere. But he has a chin. He's very, very tough. And when you see Amosov, like he's hunting for those Darces, those Anacondas, those are the exact same submissions that Alvarez likes. So both of these guys are really good with those positions. They know how to attack them. I'm pretty sure they know how to defend them. And that's why I kind of like the decision. Amosov on top, that's the one thing I will say. He does fucking hardly anything, man. He's not really a big ground and pound guy. He's only looking when he passes guard, and I've seen this every time. Every time he goes to half guard, he's looking to kind of attack the neck. Like that's all he loves to do. Attack that Darce, attack that Anaconda, and he's really good with it. I'm just not sure he's going to get it on a guy like Alvarez. He knows what he's doing. I don't think he's going to get that type of sub on him. I think that's possibly the only way Amosov finishes is sub, but I don't even think it happens. I like decision plus 170. I actually think it's not a bad line. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought his minus 185 was going to be decision plus 110 or something, but they gave 170. I think that's not a bad play, honestly, at all. Moving on here, next fight. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 10-3 Ozzy Diaz versus the 10-1 Atiba Gautier, and currently it's minus 1,500. It's come down a little bit, and the comeback of plus 850 in Ozzy Diaz. Do we have a surprise here, McPicks? Anything?
No surprise here. I mean, this one. What's there to say about this one? You know, something to say though is that Ozzy Diaz did not look good on his weigh-ins. I mean, the guy was huffing and puffing. You could tell he was relieved that he made weight, and he was relieved that it was over so he could rehydrate. But yeah, Gautier is a freak. I mean, obviously a lot of big power, and he showed last time he can win by decision. But I think he gets back to his old ways and gets a round one knockout here. I'd be surprised if this one extends outside of round one. Not a lot of value on this fight. This one I have nothing. I have no hot takes or anything like that. It's a round one knockout, but the bookies are privy to it. I mean, it's like minus 140 or something like that, or minus 150. So, yeah, Gautier round one.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm gonna keep talking about that weigh-in post. You're absolutely right. Like he was, I mentioned that he's like fucking hot, like very deep breathing, like tired. Like I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's like dead walking to the scale. And you want to know what's very important? Go back. Look at that thread and look at Atiba Gautier's difference from last fight to this fight. Major. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how could this guy look any better than what he's looked like body wise, right? And he actually looks like way better. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back and look, like last weigh-in, he barely walked to he had to be helped to the scale. There was two guys walking him to the scale. Atiba Gautier, he barely made it to the scale. He looked out of it. So the weight cut was horrible for him last time out. It looked like he still went 3 hard rounds, man. And he continued to try to knock out Pullaev. And Pullaev is tough, obviously. Now we know, like, he's super tough. The difference between Pullaev and Ozzy Diaz is that Pullaev will use his range, will use his kicks from the outside. He'll skirt the cage. Ozzy Diaz will stand in front of you and trade. And you probably don't want to do that against Gautier. So, like, what is there to say here? Like, it's going to be KO1 in my opinion. Like, I don't have anything on this fight. If you want to take a chance and somehow it gets to round 2 and Gautier gets him out of there, I don't think so, honestly. It's plus 500 for round 2 KO. I just don't see it getting out of round 1, man. Diaz doesn't move his head. Diaz doesn't fucking move at all. Like, he just wants to stand and trade. And this is just the wrong guy to stand and trade with, man. 11-year age gap. He's longer a little bit. He hits like a fucking truck. Like, yeah, he's going to knock him out and run. But line's awful. It's unplayable. Tim?
Pass.
I don't blame you, honestly. It should be a pass. Like, you can't bet round 1. It's a terrible bet. It's minus 160, I think. It's fucking nuts. All right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 29-22 Jeremy Stephens versus the 34-17-1. What the hell? Jeremy Stephens? Bobby Green? Okay, that was botched. Jeremy Stephens versus Jeremy Stephens, guys. But anyways, Bobby Green is minus 445 with the comeback on Stephens at plus 345. And Jeremy Stephens missed weight 4 pounds, 160. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best look. Who started us off here last time?
I was last, so it was McPick. So this is you.
So it's me. I'm gonna go with Stephens KO. It's 6-1. Listen, Bobby Green fucks around. I don't care if he missed weight. I don't care about any of that. Bobby Green, hands down, even in the last fight. Listen, go back and watch that last fight. Hands down against the cage. And he's lucky he didn't eat like a head kick or something, because he would have probably went out and what's his name missed him. But he's constantly doing this hands down bullshit in every fucking fight. And this reminds me of the Drew Dober fight all over again. He's going to probably piece up Stephens, and then he's going to get too cocky and he's going to eat one howitzer. And listen, watch the Mason Jones fight, man. Stephens landed some huge fucking shot. I mean, Mason Jones is as tough as they come when it comes to chin, recover. I don't think Green is that anymore. Like, I don't think his chin. A couple of fights ago, everybody was saying Green has, his chin is gone. All of a sudden now Green is minus 420 in fucking 2026. It's crazy. I think the line's even wrong, to be honest. Jeremy Stephens still going to bring it. He's still going to fight. He has decent kicks, very good leg kicks. He's not going to just fucking lay down. You know, Bobby Green's going to be faster. Bobby Green's a better striker. But to me, power-wise, durability-wise, it's all Jeremy Stephens. So I don't really get why Bobby Green keeps getting steamed to this mind. This guy's an untrustworthy minus 400 fighter, man. He can fucking show up or he can lay a goose egg. This guy's in it for the money. We obviously know that. He even said it on his interview. He's like, I don't care if I win or lose. He literally said that in his interview. He goes, I don't care if I win or lose. I'm just there to put on a show. There you go. Do you want to bet minus 400 on a guy that says that? Like, I can't. I like Stephens KO 6-1. And I think it's a crazy line because Stephens still till this day is one of the biggest punchers out there. So give me 6-1 KO Jeremy Stephens. Tim?
Yeah, I can't hate that. I mean, it's a huge line. I think that Jeremy Stephens looks a lot like Bobby King Green, though. It's just a weird thing on this post over here. Yeah. The thing with me in this fight is like, I don't know. I think it goes a certain way that's not really a good Lambo. Given out like a lot of like the plus 100s that I think like with the Gordon fight. Like what I think happens in this fight is that I think Bobby Green wins a decision most likely. But I think that the sub line on Bobby Green at plus 800 would be the Lambo that I would give. I think that if he wants to play it safe, just dude sub Tony Ferguson. Like he knows how to grapple. Like he can get takedowns here. Jeremy's like kryptonite is grappling. Does not know what the fuck he's doing on the ground. So yeah, if you're going for a huge line and you want to get super greasy, I would do the Bobby Green by sub at plus 800. But I think it's a Bobby Green decision, to be honest.
All right, make picks.
Yeah, Narco, you made a couple points that I was going to make. Yeah, I'm on Stevens KO. I got it earlier in the week on Bet Rivers plus 510. I just checked; it's plus 650 now. I don't like the fact that he missed weight. Obviously, I don't know why he did, but I don't think it changes too much. They're still going to go out there. They're still going to swing. Even in their interviews, even Bobby Green was like, "Yeah, we're going to go see." He's like, I like how Jeremy Stevens fights. We're going to see who's the baddest motherfucker, all that stuff. So I like that. Like you said, hands down style. In my breakdown, I also made like the comparison to the Drew Dober fight where I can see this happening here. Like, Bobby Green's going to be winning. He's going to be winning. So if you're the type that likes the same game parlay, like, most significant strikes for Bobby Green, but Jeremy Stevens wins by knockout, you can piece that together. But yeah, Jeremy Stevens hits very hard. When they say, what's the last thing to go? Power. And Bobby Green, hands down style, has been knocked out brutally, a number of times recently. So yeah, I think the KO on the Stevens side is the way to go for sure. And yeah, that's my prediction. You can't really, I wouldn't even touch the money line because I can't see Stevens winning a decision if it goes all three. Yeah, it should be an exciting fight, but yeah, I'm backing the guy that's more durable and has a lot of power versus the guy that messes around with his hands down a lot.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I know Tim mentioned about the grappling. I actually don't think Jeremy Stevens' grappling is that bad. I went back and watched a lot of these fights. Like, yes, he's getting taken down by guys like fucking Natan Schultz, but that guy's a fucking menace in the grappling. He's a high level judo guy with great jujitsu. That's not like Bobby Green's style, And actually, Jeremy Stevens, if you actually go back, his background's wrestling. Like, that's his actual background, Jeremy Stevens. So I'm watching a lot of these fights against Clay Collard, stuff like that. His wrestling is fucking pretty good. Like, he's sprawling well. He does the right things. He knows what he's doing. And he actually said in his interview, he's like, listen, if he wants to try to wrestle me, I can wrestle. And I don't think Bobby Green's like, even if he gets him down, he's not going to control him. I think Stevens going to get right back up. Bobby Green's jiu-jitsu is just not like, it's just not that good, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because if Bobby Green does what he says he's going to do and try to swing with Jeremy Stevens, honestly, I think knockout is very, very likely because I think Jeremy Stevens hits that fucking hard, man.
Bobby is like Sean Strickland when it comes to that shit though, talking pre-fight. Like I'm gonna fucking come out for the kill. And then he like.
But do you think he's the smartest is it the sharpest knife in the drawer?
I don't think either. If you combine their IQs, it's over 80. So
yeah,
like,
I mean,
this fight's pretty aggressive though. And dude, you brought up that Mason Jones fight. Like Mason Jones, leather skin, like durable.
Fucking A, man.
Popped
that
him,
right hand he
his
ate.
left eye was swelling like immediately.
Did you see the right? The I think it was round 2 or 3. He ate a right hand from Jeremy Stevens, and I can't fucking believe he didn't go down. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, Jeremy's like. If you go watch Bare Knuckle, and I watch Bare Knuckle a lot, he fought fucking Mike Perry at 175. Okay. Way over his, and he looked like a fat ass Jeremy Stevens. Bro, he was hitting Mike Perry with some shots. And even Mike Perry, after they interviewed him, he's like, man, I can't fucking believe how hard this fucker hits. And he's like 20 pounds less than he is, It's like Stevens still hits. Like he's a fucking nutso. Anyway, he's crazy.
He's the hardest hitter 145, all right?
Yeah. Let's move on. Next fight. Oh, it's not the next fight, Tim. This is the next fight. It is in the, where is it? Why is it? There's a glitch. There it is. All right. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 21-7 Joaquin Buckley versus the 18-2 Sean Brady. And currently, Sean Brady is -162 with the comeback on Buckley at +142. Tim, this one's yours.
Yeah, this is the third of the Spider-Man gifts. 3 Spider-Mans all pointing at each other. Pat Sabatini and the Grant Dawson kind of trifecta, where you're either a genius or you're the biggest idiot in the world. So yeah, this is quite obvious. Do you think Sean Brady can get him to the cage and get him down? And if you feel like he can't, then it's a clear Buckley by KO type of fight. And if you feel like he can, it's a Sean Brady by decision or by sub. Clear as day, kind of binary fight. To me, the MMA math is coming out. Easy for me to say in this fight. I think if you're talking like prime Usman, he's clearly a better offensive wrestler than Sean Brady is. I think if you're talking about the Usman that has to walk upstairs backwards because he has no knees anymore, I think that they're very comparable wrestlers offensively, especially if you're talking about on the cage. And then when you talk about just like what both of these fighters did, like Usman was like 4 of 17 versus Leon Edwards, or 4 of 15 and takedowns in their second fight. And I think he was like, I don't think like 4 of 13 or something like that versus or 4 of 15 versus Buckley. And he just top timed him for 12 minutes when he did get him down. But it wasn't like he just easily got every single takedown versus him. And Leon was like 5-7 of, or Brady was like 5 of 7 getting Leon down, and it was just not a problem at all. And every time he got him down, it was just, once the fight, Usman's just a classic like rinse and repeat type grappler, and his top time and control and jiu-jitsu is just, he lets guys up a lot of times, and then they just repeats the takedown or gets them on the cage and then stomps their foot and then eventually gets them down again and drags them down. And Brady's just, if he gets on top, like, he's significantly more dangerous than Kamaru Usman is. His jiu-jitsu is another level, another 15 levels better than Kamaru Usman. So yeah, I obviously it's obvious that if Sean doesn't get the takedowns, or if he fights like he did the last fight and fights at range and doesn't shoot any takedowns like he did versus Michael Morales, this is going to look like the worst take of all time. And I get that, but yeah, to me, it's Brady by submission, late, round 2, round 3. I think round 1, he'll probably try to just keep him down and tire him out and work his positions. Maybe he'll get it, and then you cash the submission prop. But submission is plus 340. Sub 2 is 11-1. Sub 3 is 17-1. Yeah, if he gets his game off, I think he could potentially sub him. Minus the only thing that concerns me is if he's just like so worried about the striking that he just consolidates top time and doesn't go for very much. But I think he'll have chances to get a sub here.
All right. Make picks.
Yeah, this is obviously a very binary fight. And to be honest, I don't have the best read here. If Buckley can utilize his movement and athleticism, it's going to be a long night for Brady. Although it's not like he's completely lost in the striking. Buckley has pretty solid hips. He has a good initial layer of takedown defense. But once he's flat in his back, it's a problem, and that really showed itself recently. Brady obviously has really good BJJ. He can look like a really big favorite if he's able to get takedowns similar to what Usman did in the last fight. But Buckley has a better striking, more power, and looking at weigh-ins, looking at social media, he looks to be in phenomenal shape. So I've been going back and forth in this one. Ultimately, I decided to go with Brady just because I have a feeling he's going to get him down, hold him down, and get in dominant positions. But yeah, no strong read here, no bets for me here. So, but I'll go with Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I like violence in this fight, to be honest. Like, I think it's almost that pick 'em. I just feel like if it's standing for long periods, I think Buckley will eventually catch him. Like, he throws. The thing with Buckley is he's very unorthodox with his strikes. He's He's like plowing forward, throwing fucking weird angled strikes, uppercuts, all types of shit. And I think if Brady gets him down, I think he's in fucking big trouble. Like I get the Usman, like Usman has no jujitsu though. He's not a jujitsu guy. He's a straight up wrestler. Brady is elite at jujitsu, man. And I got a great stat for you guys. Like Buckley has been in the UFC for 16. He has 16 fights in the UFC. He's only faced 2 submission attempts in his career, and they were both by Imavov. And Imavov almost fucking got him in that fight. If it wasn't for the round to be over, he almost fucking got him. He had his back, and if Sean Brady gets his back, Buckley's fucked. He's fucked. He's gonna get subbed. So, like, he's never faced jiu-jitsu guys. That's the thing with Buckley's. Always faced strikers, wrestlers. No jiu-jitsu guys. None. His entire UFC run has been 0 jiu-jitsu guys. And even Imavov, he's a striker. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy, right? So now he's facing an actual jiu-jitsu guy, like that's high level. And then they're giving me plus 350 on the sub. Like, of course I'm going to fucking take it. This guy's never faced a jiu-jitsu guy in his career in the UFC. And probably in his whole career. I haven't looked. But 15 fights, he's only faced 2 submission attempts. He's faced, when you look at the competition, it's just guys that like basically strike. I mean, how can you like, it's Usman that wrestles, it's Colby that wrestles. These guys are not submission guys. And then all the other guys are like strikers. Luque, Ruzaboyev, Thompson, Morono. It's a bunch of guys that just don't grapple like Brady, man. And Brady's elite if he gets you down. The problem with Brady is his chin is very iffy. And that's why I'm saying I like fight doesn't go, because I just feel like if Brady's not getting his game going, he's probably going to get KO'd. And if he is getting his game going, then Buckley's probably going to get subbed. So, yeah, it's kind of square, but I think it happens both ways. But I like the Brady sub more, man. I just feel like his process is a little bit better than Buckley. I think even Buckley's striking is not, it's weird, but it's not like technical at all. It's very just explosive striking, I would call it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Brady sub here. I think the price is good enough for me at plus 350. Moving on, heavyweight division.
Something in the chat. Sorry, hey, let me say something on that chat. It says, unless you're a former welterweight champion who's extremely rest.
God.
Yeah. Like, dude, Al Hassan got him down 3 times. Like, he's not there have been multiple fighters that have Morono got him down. Like,
yeah, Buckley can definitely be taken down. I do think I agree with McPix. His first level, like because I don't even think it's his first level. It's just his athleticism and how strong he is, right? He's got good hips. He's athletic. He just kind of like will stuff the first one, but I don't think he's like a good wrestler. Like, he doesn't really know the technical aspect of wrestling and defensive wrestling. I just think he's athletic and powerful. But eventually, if you're a good wrestler, like Usman,
I think he'll stop. I think he'll stop.
You just get him down
in the middle of the cage. I think he'll stop the middle of the cage. But if he gets put on the cage, like, he's getting taken down.
Yeah, I mean, Imavov is not the best wrestler, and he got him down and got his back. Like, I don't think he's the best wrestler, honestly. And he's a striker at heart. But all right, let's move on. Next fight, like I said, it's in the heavyweight division. It is the 17-2. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus the 39-11 Alexander Volkov. And currently Volkov is minus 144, and the comeback on Acosta is plus 124. This line's getting fucking destroyed. Everybody seems to be on Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think it's McPix, right? Yep.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised by the line movement here. I think there's a lot of hype on Waldo, and rightfully so. The dude's been on a bit of a tear. But I gave out I gave out Prates last week as a free bet, and I'm gonna make like a comparison here. This is kind of a similar matchup in that it's a kickboxer versus a boxer. Volkov is long, he's big, he uses his kicks really well, and obviously Acosta is the boxer. He's got to step into danger, step into range to get his boxing combinations off. Obviously, they're different. Like Volkov's not as dangerous and not as athletic as Prates is, but still, there's a lot of hype on Acosta. But look at Volkov, man. Volkov sneakily should be on a 6-fight winning streak. Rosenstruik, Romanov, Tuivasa, Pavlovich, and back to the MMA math, Tim. Pavlovich not destroyed, but Pavlovich beat Acosta. I thought Volkov should have beat Cyril Gane, and then Volkov went to a close fight with Jailton Almeida. That's a way different stylistic matchup than this one. I don't see Acosta putting on the wrestling shoes for the most part. But Acosta, looking into him, yeah, he's had some impressive wins, but I mean against Derek Lewis, I don't put too much stock into that. Gaziev, that's a good win, I guess, but he's been knocked out, his last fight too. Just like the wins, even Spivak. I was at that fight in Jersey. I had a bet on Acosta. I thought Spivak won that, and that fight predominantly took place in the striking.
PTSD. You're giving me PTSD.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm telling you, yeah, not a good look, man. And even like Arlovsky, like that was a close fight. You know what I mean? Like Volkov is durable. He's the better grappler here. He has great cardio. He's proven to have great cardio. A really good striker. And also Acosta, like he could play games. Like he gets tentative at times. Like he'll sit on the fence. He won't throw his hands. The judges seem to like him, but yeah, I mean, I think this fight favors Volkov. I think Volkov should be a way bigger favorite. I have a bet on him here. I'm getting reversed on it, but I still feel confident in it. Other thing to mention too is when I looked at when I do research, I always look at social media too, like Instagram, see what these guys been doing, where they've been training. I'm sure you guys do that as well. Acosta, someone tagged him in a post. The dude tore his hamstring like 5 weeks ago. And like that's not, and it's apparently it was a good tear. Like when you tear your hamstring, like you're not running, you can't train hard, and hamstring tears, you can re-aggravate them. Like they're not good. Like the guy wrote that he got an injection in it, but still, like it's not a good thing at the end of the day. So I liked Volkov before that, but that kind of made me a little more confident. So, Acosta's dirt tough. I think that Volkov just outperforms him to a decision here. So Volkov decision.
That is a great info. I didn't even know that. I didn't look that deep in the post. I do look at Instagram, but
yeah, it was like the first one. I'm actually surprised. Like a lot of people, like all the Russians do.
Which post is this?
I saw it. So I looked last week. Here, let me see if it's up again.
Okay. It's not a big deal. I wanted to bet Volkov, right? Like I wanted to bet him in this spot. And as this line's coming in, maybe I eventually bet him. Like I was looking at him when he was minus 170, 180, whatever he was. The issue, and listen, when I say PTSD, I had Spivak in that fight, right? And I think it was a robbery, to be honest, watching back that fight. I don't even know how they gave it to Acosta, just throwing empty volume, missing like 3/4 of the time. And then when he gets hurt, he's acting like he's like playing it off like it was an act. Then I have Volkov at like 3-1 against Cyril Gane. How the fuck did they give that fight to Cyril Gane? Like, I don't even know. So I've been fucked on both sides of these fighters here. But like when I look at this fight, and one thing that bothers me about Volkov, it's over and over again in a lot of his fights. It's like the guy has 6'7". He's an 80-inch reach, and he just doesn't use his fucking reach and distance. Like, I just don't understand why he gets in the pocket all the fucking time. He's always in the pocket throwing, and it's like, bro, use your reach, man. Like, why don't you use that jab? Like, that's the one thing I hate about Volkov is he never uses his jab. He got an 80-inch reach. He's 6'7", and he hardly ever uses his jab, right? He has some decent kicks, but like no jabs ever. Why? Bro, you're 80. You're a huge dude. Use your advantages and stop getting in the pocket. And then the other thing that kind of like I didn't like seeing, honestly, like from tape is Volkov in his fight versus Cyril Gane, even though I thought he won the fight, he looked very slow. I don't know what it was in that fight because I watched the Pavlovich fight. And if you go back and look at the Pavlovich fight, he's actually on his toes. He's bouncing. He's moving. He looks really good in that fight. And then you go back, watch a Cyril Gane fight, and he's flat-footed. He's fucking not moving at all. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is he not fighting the same. And I don't know if it's because Cyril Gane's, very athletic himself. I don't know the reason. Maybe he was trying to sit down on shots more, but he looked different in that fight. He looked a lot slower, in my opinion, in that fight. At the end of the day, I think this is a close fight, honestly. I really do, because I feel like Waldo is super durable, for one. He's going to keep coming and throwing. He's going to throw those big overhands and make it look good. And I agree with you, McPix, that Volkov's the better grappler, but I just don't see him getting this fight to the mat. Like, he's not really, I don't really see him, like, what is he going to do? Shoot to the legs? Like, he never does. It's like body lock maybe, but I don't even see it. I think this is just going to be straight up striking. And I feel like Waldo might be able to out volume him and maybe, just kind of sway the judges. I don't even know how he wins some of these decisions, but I'm going to go with split decision here. Actually, it's 5-1. I think this fight could play very, very close, in my opinion. I've been trying to fade Waldo every fucking fight, and I'm getting burned. I'm down so much on this guy on the money line because I keep trying to fade him because I don't think he's good. I really don't think he's good, and he keeps winning. So can I get burned again? I don't know if I should. I'm going with split at 5-1. If this line keeps coming in, at 144, I might even take a poke now. When I was looking at it, like I said, it was 170, 180. But yeah, I do think there's a speed advantage for Waldo here. I think he's the faster guy. I think he's a little bit more athletic than Volkov. But yeah, 5-1 split. I don't mind that line, actually. It's on Bet Online. Tim?
It's funny because I have both of your picks. I have Volkov decision and I have end split. Yeah, I think that there's just potential for a closer fight. And I think Waldo has pictures of some of these judges in compromising positions. A lot of times these fucking decisions are just absolutely crazy. So yeah, I think that Volkov is just a clearly better striker, more weapons, way bigger. The only thing that scares me is he starting to get to be that, not washed, but you're starting to see the decline on him, from fight to fight. Heavyweights usually last a lot longer. So 37 isn't super old for heavyweights, but I just think he's a better all-around striker, Volkov. And I think he's going to be able to kick him and keep him at range and jab him up. And Cortez Acosta is going to probably have some struggles getting into range and throwing his shots. So yeah, I end split plus 500. And I like the decision on Volkov a lot at plus 140.
Yeah, I mean, fight goes is 2-1. You don't see that very often in heavyweight. They just know that both of these guys are durable. I mean, I don't even know what to make of Waldo's. Did you guys see the fucking knockout of Lewis? That wasn't a knockout, bro.
Dude,
Lewis,
it was the biggest fraud.
I posted in my Discord. It's embarrassing, bro. That was the lightest tapped jab ever, and Lewis fell down on his back. It was like a quit job. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, it was ridiculous. I don't know. I don't think he's the biggest puncher. He's throwing these weird overhand fastballs. I don't even know what they are, but yeah, I mean, he's getting the job done. I don't know. I can't stand this guy, honestly. I really want to fade him.
Someone in the comments just said Volkov down to minus 130 on Bet Online. So
wow. As we speak.
Surprising.
That's fucking crazy. Line keeps crashing.
If you look at
that's what I'm saying. I just wait. Maybe he gets to pick him. I'll just take Volkov.
That would be crazy. Who's Acosta's best win, do you think? He's has a decent amount of UFC fights.
I would say his best win for sure by far is probably between D'Elia and Spivak.
And he lost that Spivak fight.
He lost to Spivak.
I mean, he probably lost to
no contest.
He got restarted.
Yeah. Both are extremely.
The D'Elia fight was brutal. I had a bet on. I've been fucked so much by Waldo. I had a bet on D'Elia, and I'm celebrating a KO, and then I get KO. It was brutal. guy's been killing me. I got PTSD. That's why I don't know if I can bet Volkov. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I can bet him.
Just got to
This guy
martingale
just
that shit.
keeps getting
Keep
me,
going.
man. And you know what the worst part is, guys? I fucking see him every time I go to the shows here, like LFA in Arizona. I see him every fucking time. I'm like, you are the fucking jinx, dude. Get out of my face. Oh, man. All right. Let's move on. Co-main event of the night. One of the best fights of the night. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 16-2 Joshua Van versus the 18-1 Tatsuro Taira. And currently Taira is minus 154 with the comeback on Van at plus 134. Who is it, Tim? Is
It's
it
you.
Oh, it's me. So I like Taira in this fight. I'm gonna say straight up, like, just because Pantoja is a great fighter. Yes, I had a bet on him in that fight, and obviously he got hurt. Whatever. We still really don't know Joshua Van's submission defensive game. Like, we still really don't know. We haven't seen it. We know his takedown defense looked good against what's that Japanese kid that he fought that was a really good wrestler.
Right,
Like, it
Tsuruya.
looked good there. Who? Tsuruya, yeah. Tsuruya's jiu-jitsu is not like next
strike
level or
that.
anything. He's a great wrestler, right? He's a good wrestler, very good. The one thing I will say in that fight, this is very, very important. Tsuruya had a bunch of time where he had a body lock against the fence, right? And instead of going for like trip takedowns, he never ever went for trip takedowns. He always tried to go to the legs because he's a wrestler, right? Tatsuro's way different, man. He'll go for the trip takedowns. He'll go for the jumping back takes, kicking off the fence, trying to get his takedowns are so fucking sneaky, man. Very, very sneaky takedowns. And the thing with Joshua Van is, like, we really don't know what he's going to look like with his back taken, mounted, stuff like that. We haven't really seen it with him. And Taira, in my opinion, his striking has leveled up. Like, I can't even explain how. When I used to see him in Shudo, when he first came to UFC, I'm like, this guy only knows how to kick. He does not know how to punch, because that's all he did in Shudo was kick. And now you look at him in striking, man, very good jab, very good straight right hand. Like, he looks the part, even in the striking. You mix that in with the grappling, he's a fucking problem. I get the fight he lost against Royval, right? That's an experience to me. Like, he just didn't have the 5-round experience. He still pushed through, man. I thought he was going to get finished at one point. In round 3 it was. And then he came back and won fucking round 4. I was impressed. I'm like, man, this guy actually has heart. Like, he's going to fucking fight. And when you look at this guy, he's clearly getting better with the striking. He's getting better. Joshua Van, to me, is a one-trick pony. He's a great boxer. Very good cardio. He's tough. His takedown defense is good. But again, the big question mark to me is jiu-jitsu. Royval never even fucking tested it. He just went out there and said, let's bang, right? And even in that fight, Royval, he had a lot of success. I think it was 1-1 going into round 3, if you look back. Royval had a lot of success in that fight. Striking, just straight up striking with Joshua Van. So, like, to me, at the end of the day, there's a lot more upside on the Taira side. Like, I think he can even strike with Van, but obviously you don't want to strike 25 minutes because I think he loses that fight. But to me, it's like the gap, like you said earlier in a fight, McPix, like, the gap in the grappling to me is a lot bigger than the striking here for me. So I like Tatsuro Taira here, but I still think that Joshua Van, we're looking at props, we're looking at where we think the value is. And to me, the value in this fight is Joshua Van KO 345. It's plus 700. It's a big line, man. Because if Joshua Van can stuff takedowns, he can get up, he doesn't get his back taken, all these things, right? And listen, this is coming from a guy that bet Tatsuro Taira in this fight. I have Tatsuro Taira in this fight. I bet him and the money line. But if Joshua Van can do all these things, I think he can finish Tatsuro Taira later. Like, because he fucking lands to the body really good. He has fucking good power for flyweight, and he just keeps throwing. And I think in that type of fight where Tatsuro can't get it to the ground and it's not going to work out for him. You know, this is not a guy like Van is not going to try to scramble like Royval does. He's going to try to just get up. So 345 is big to me, man. Plus 700 is too big. But at the end of the day, guys, I like Tatsuro Taira here. Don't get it twisted. It's just from a line perspective, I like 345 KO at 700. Tim?
Yeah, this is another one of those just kind of binary fights, and it's not like it's completely binary with the striking with Taira. It's gotten a lot better, like you're saying. And add that Van, there's a couple of things that like Van's like, to me, I think he's low key chinny. Like I think that he's gotten hurt in multiple fights. Van also like has lost round one in 90% of the fights that I taped. Like he does not start off like well in these fights. And you know, you mentioned the Ray Saruya having chances to having his back and then, you know, not going for trips. Like Taira uses his wrestling to get to the back, even if it's standing. So like any situation where he has a chance where he can get to your back, you're pretty fucked. Like he will jump on your back. That's where he's super, super dangerous at getting trips. And he uses takedowns that get defended well to then just pass to your back when you're standing. So that to me is going to be really interesting to see how Van defends that. I think Van, like, again, like his durability to me is a major question. Like I feel like he's one of those fighters that like it's going to be interesting to see how his career goes long term, because he's 24 and he's gotten rocked and been hurt in a lot of these fights. And it's just like, as the damage keeps coming, like it'll be interesting to see how his chin holds up. I think that your calls on I had the same things on the 345, but I'll take the Taira sub at plus 210. But I think that's almost like mandatory to take 345 on Van in this fight. Like you're saying, at those astronomical numbers, like they're fucking huge. And I think if you're just saying like striking acumen and ability to just, you know, like, I don't think it's Brandon Royval is not like knocking down and fucking knocking guys out at all. And he had Taira on skates in that fight. Like if Taira isn't getting him down, like I think Van can easily cook him on the feet. So yeah, give me Taira by sub though, but I definitely am going to sprinkle the 345 with you on Van. I think it's a good way to go.
Yeah. Make picks. What you got for us here? Cool.
I think Taira wins as well. You know, you made the point, Narco, where we haven't really seen, it's kind of weird, you know. We've seen Van grapple, obviously, but we haven't seen too much. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't. I don't know if he's gotten his back truly taken or he's been in a deep sub attempt early on his career. He was submitted on the regional scene. So, and Taira is just a phenom. He's a phenom on the mat. The dude is very, very good. And I just look back actually when Van was fighting Pantoja. Pantoja's subline was like even money, plus 100. And Taira, you're getting the subline at plus 220. That's my best bet for this fight. I like the submission. I think that these guys are going to go at it. And I just feel that Taira's going to get him down and just levels in the ground game here. Do you guys know? So this fight was pushed back. Do you know what the injury was on the Van side?
Yeah, it was. He had it was a lower extremity injury.
I think it was a hamstring, isn't it?
It's a hamstring or a knee. Yeah, it was a lower
extremity. Either way, that's not good. You know what I mean? And the line is like about the same, or even it came in a little bit, I think. So yeah, I just feel like Taira is just so good on the mat here, and we haven't truly seen Van tested on the ground. And Taira is just so good. I think he just submits him. So the sub for Taira.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys, honestly. I mean, I have a bet. I have a big, decent sized bet on Taira. I think it's kind of, the line seems kind of weird to me. Like I know a lot of people love Van, and it's like, oh, Van this, Van that, but like he hasn't been tested, man. Like the more well-rounded fighter for sure is Taira here. So it's not even close, in my opinion. And the striking, honestly, like you look at his striking, it looks fucking really, really good of late, man. I strike every day. I do kickboxing. His striking looks fucking good, man. His in and out, like the way he slips out, his straight right hands look so fucking good. His jab looks really good. Like those are just really good fundamentals for a guy that looks shit. I'll be honest with you. He looked shit at Judo, like striking wise. He didn't know how to throw punches. He was very, very bad. And now, by the way, last I don't know, 7, 8, 9 weeks, he's been training with Sandhagen a lot. And Sandhagen had if you go back and listen, there's an interview they had with Sandhagen in a gym. He's like rave reviewing this kid, like saying how good he is. A lot of people have rave reviews on him, but we'll see. It's Joshua Van's not a slouch, honestly. He's not a slouch. He's a tough fighter, but we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. 597 live viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, follow, notify, hit those notifications, do all you can. Also follow these two other gentlemen at Timothy Troiano, at McPicks MMA on X. Also, if you guys want, I'm doing a special. This is going to be the last one probably for the year. 328 special. Join the Discord, get my picks. 328. I'm doing a 328 for the first month. I'm up 44 units this year, so it's been a great year. I'm up like 280 overall, but and we won 4 units today on ACA. Not a lot of people bet ACA, but Narco does. All right, let's move on. Main event time. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 30-7 Sean Strickland versus the 15-0 Khamzat Chimaev, and currently Chimaev is minus 500 with the comeback on Strickland at plus 375. Tim, main event time.
Chimaev sub 1, Chimaev sub 2. Think it's pretty clear he's going to get him down early. And if you're thinking about betting Sean, just bet him after round 1 or after the first takedown and mauling situation. He'll be plus 800 in 3 minutes. Nobody's winning round 1 versus Khamzat, like in the history of the game. No one's won round 1 against him. And he's just going to maul him on the ground in the beginning. Sean needs to stay alive. And I think that Sean's not the type of dude to just lay on his back. So he's going to try to get up. And when he tries to get up, he's going to give up his back and it's going to be game over, in my opinion. So they've trained together. Apparently Chimaev subbed him a bunch in training, in sparring. So I know that doesn't matter as much. But I just think he's going to know what to do against Sean. And Sean to me is, he's been great as a dog, and I've cashed a ton on him as a dog, but I just think this is going to be too much.
All right. Make picks.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. I think this one ends early. I think it's Khamzat rounds 1 to 2. We talked about this earlier, but I honestly think the bad blood here is legit. I feel like these guys didn't mind each other. Like when this fight was first announced, like even like a month ago, they really didn't mind it. And then once I feel like the press conference, once Sean starts talking, I feel like Khamzat just can't take it. You know what I mean? Like you could tell his blood is boiling. So I have a feeling he gets back to his old ways of coming out insanely hot initially. And I think he gets Strickland down. We haven't seen Strickland face too many submission grapplers in the UFC, which is kind of ironic given that he's been in the UFC for so long. And I think he finishes him. I think he's going to be so aggressive, and there's just levels. Chimaev is dominant on the mat. That's no surprise to anyone. And I think he gets him out of there early. But like Tim said, just Khamzat's not losing the first round. If you like Sean, he's going to be a bigger number after round 1 if it gets that far. But I think the play is Khamzat round 1, round 2 submission. I think it's submission. I think he gets him down, puts him in one of those front, that Darce choke or whatever it's going to be, and Sean taps, and then Khamzat stays on top of him till the ref pulls him off, type of thing. So awesome main event. I mean, this whole card, not one bad fight, honestly. It's insane. But yeah, going Khamzat here, no surprise.
Yeah. Probably the worst fight is Gautier. Outside of that, I think maybe the Susurkaev a little bit, but I wouldn't agree with that. But yeah, it's a great card. I kind of feel like obviously Sean Strickland, do not bet him pre. He's going to lose round 1. He's going to get taken down. I think you can get a lot bigger number than 400 or whatever it is right now, 375. That stuff with the like he subbed him many times. I don't know how true that is. Like, is it true? Like,
yes, Sean even said it
round?
himself. Sean said it himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were interviewing. A guy was interviewing him, and there was like, I watched you guys train, and I know he got you a couple of times, and Sean was like, yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because from what Sean said, they only sparred one time, so maybe he subbed him multiple times in that one time that they sparred. I do think he gets him down. The thing with Sean is like he's really good with getting up, man. He doesn't settle at all. You listen to a lot of these guys, high-level grapplers that have grappled with Strickland. I forgot who it was that. Oh, Islam Makhachev. He asked, if you look at the interview with Islam, they asked him about Sean Strickland and what he thought about his grappling and what he thought about this fight, actually. He said, listen, I've never trained with Sean, so I don't know, but I have people that I'm close to that have trained. I forgot the names of these guys, but they were wrestlers, guys that he knows that. And he said, man, this fucking guy, we can get him down, but we can never, ever keep him down. He keeps getting back up. He'll keep getting back up. It's hard to control him and get him down and keep him down. And honestly, you could see it on the tape. Like Dricus got him down, sure, a bunch of times, but I don't think any one of them lasted more than like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. He was right back up. Obviously, Chimaev is a little, not a little. He's a lot better than Dricus is when it comes to grappling and stuff. But when you see the Usman fight, man, it kind of gives me pause because Usman's a 70-pounder, man. I know he's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He's a great wrestler. But that guy should not be fighting at 85. He should not be fighting on short notice against you. And putting it on Chimaev in round 3. Like, Chimaev was tired. And that was because the reason why is because Usman just kept getting back up. Obviously, round 1, he got fucking destroyed. But after that, Chimaev was working his ass off to try to get takedowns and keep him controlled. And even in a domination fight against Dricus, he looked fucking bad in round 5. Yeah, judges gave it to him and he looked fine. But he did not look good in round 5. He got mounted at the end of that fight. He did not look good in that fight. And I feel like Strickland is just not a guy that's going to settle, man. He's going to keep making you work. He's going to keep getting back up. I think Chimaev wins this fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Strickland's going to win this fight, but I have a feeling that it's going to GTD and Chimaev is just going to win early rounds, bank rounds, probably 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, and probably just survive. And I do think Chimaev has a great chin too, by the way. He got cracked a lot in the Usman fight. He got cracked clean a lot. The guy is still fucking super tough. Sean doesn't really hit hard at all. I think it's GTD for me. That was my Lambo play here, 220. I think this fight probably goes. I think if Chimaev doesn't finish in round 1 and 2, I don't think he's going to finish. I don't think he's going to finish this late. I think Sean has better cardio. So for me, if he doesn't finish early, I think this fight probably goes to the decision. I don't see Sean finishing him. So plus 220, I'm on that GTD here, honestly. I don't know what Chimaev decision is. I don't think it's
not good. It's not good.
That's why I went with GTD, because I don't think it was that much better. Yeah, it's 325. It's $1 better. I just rather play GTD here at plus 220. All right. That is it. We've been going on for a long time. I appreciate our co-host, but our guest. Tim, let's give out our Lambo plays real quick. Get the hell out of here. You hit one last week. What do you got this week? I'm gonna write it down so I can play it. Go ahead.
I got Susurkaev KO, Pat by submission, Sabatini, and Amosov by points, 20-1.
All right. Joe, McPicks, anything? You got a Lambo parlay for us?
Oh yeah. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
go Tulio decision. Stevens by KO. And Taira via submission.
Oh my God, that's mine. 87-1. That was my parlay.
There you go.
Exact
It's
same
gotta hit
one.
now.
Huh? That
It's
is
gotta
the
hit now.
exact same Lambo parlay I had. Taira sub, Tulio points, Stevens KO 87-1.
Yeah, that's where I got it at too.
That's crazy. All right, I'll give another one since we have the same one. I wrote 2 down. So my second one will be Amosov decision, Brady sub, Chimaev Strickland GTD 36-1. That's my other one. So yeah, it's funny. We have the same exact one at 87-1. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for joining. It was a great show. We went on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. 594 live viewers again. Thank you very much. Hit the like, subscribe. The link is down below for $328 for the first month. Trust me, it is worth every penny. McPicks, I'm going to give you the floor. Tell people where they can find you. If you have anything, I'm not sure. Do you sell picks or anything? You can tell anybody whatever you want here. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate that. So on X, McPicks MMA is my handle. I post all of my betting content at MrSharpMMA.com. You get all bets, breakdowns. It's my 7th year tracking through BetMMA.tips. Every year has been profitable. And this weekend for this big event, I have some really big bets. I have 2 4-unit money lines. I never put that out. I have 2 really confident plays. And I already I'm starting to look into next week's card already. And I didn't post it yet because I'm waiting for more lines to come out, but I'm going to have a big bet for next week. So I'm also doing a promo, 50% off if you join for the month. And that's like $30. So yeah, I post bets and breakdowns, MrSharpMMA.com.
All right, beautiful. Thank you very much, guys. Hit the follow, like, do whatever you have to do. Support the man. Thank you for joining us. Tim, you got anything for the people?
I'm Brad Katona. This has been the Katonaverse. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, Tim gave out, the Katonaverse gave out a 55-1. So we appreciate you, Tim. Thank you very much. Good luck to everybody. Tomorrow we're going to have the live going on in my Discord. So live chat for live betting. One of the most profitable things, honestly, in MMA is live betting. So I appreciate all of you. Good luck. And let's cash those tickets for UFC 328.